Warning! Hannah's really stupid. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Pretty Little Liars, Season 7, Episode 9, Wrath of Kahn! I'm your host, Dom. With me is Nikki.
Hi.
How's it going? Are you upset that they didn't scream Kahn this episode?
No, I was actually really happy because that would have been really stupid. And the only person I could see doing it is Spencer, and I'd want to lop off her head.
After she made that really terrible joke a couple episodes back about Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yes.
Yeah. So this episode, Hannah just, got really down and dirty, right down to business. Right? She lied to all the girls. She told them she was going to New York with Lucas. And then she recorded, a message with the police. For the police, that if she died or if everything went, not according to plan, to give this tape to the police. We don't know if there was more to it. Why would she just say, give this to the police, and then not say anything else? But, so I'm curious what that whole message is about.
Obviously, they cut it off so that you didn't hear the rest of the message, but she obviously explained her crazy theory about Noel, which isn't exactly crazy, but, there's no proof, there's no evidence. She doesn't have anything to prove her points. It's just her crazy banter at this point. She
feels like the girls won't help her. They don't believe her. So she spends this episode following Noel around. We find out Noel dumps Sarah's cell phone across town. Right? It's cracked, broken at 1% battery. He just chucks it in a dumpster. So Hannah gets it, but then she goes and buys some narcotics, some sleep.
It's like date rape drug.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And this is how dense Hannah is. When she's in the middle of this drug deal, she picks up her cell phone and answers it. Right? That is red flag 101 for anybody buying. That's how you get killed. People think you're a rat or a snitch or something like that, and they will not hesitate. This guy looked at her are you fucking kidding me? Did you catch the look on his face when she picked up the phone?
I was rolling my eyes because she picked up the phone. I was like, you're stupid. I didn't really catch his look because I was busy with my eyes in the back of my head.
Yeah, it was awful. Awful. And then, she was just brief, quick. She just, brushed Emily off and hung up. So the guy didn't really make a big deal out of it. But typically, that is a no-go. I've seen people have, dog tags on. And, if a friend brings a friend, if a guy that's been buying from his buyer brings a friend and then, a cop, a siren goes by or something like that, even if it's not for that general area, that guy will rip off his chain and slash the guy in the eye with whatever the hell's around his neck. It's bad. It gets bad. So you don't fuck around with that. I don't know.
See, Haley
Hannah's just really dense.
Yeah, Hannah had really good intentions and she had a plan, but it wasn't well thought out, and she's not exactly street smart.
No, she texts Noel to meet her at the bar, right? And she goes and sits down. And he's like, "I'm waiting for someone." She's like, "Yeah, you're waiting for me," right? And she drugged the drink. She passed it off, and she plays it off she actually, from a plan from the conversation aspect of it. It was a very convincing proposition that he had for her, right? Normal person, maybe not somebody as in depth as Noel, we've seen he's got his hands dirty, right?
Yeah.
So, she gave him a pretty convincing alibi, something that I probably would have considered if I was in Noel's position without having Noel's knowledge. If somebody was trying to blackmail me, it seems like a convincing proposition I would at least think through, But he realizes it's a setup. He won't drink the beer. He asks Hannah to drink it. And she's sitting there being like, It's really good. You should try some. And it's just like, really, Hannah? Like, why don't you just tell him to drink the drugged beer? You have a better chance of being like, I drugged your drink. You want to drink it? Like, you have a better chance at him drinking it then. It's so tasty. Reminds me of I Love Lucy. It's so tasty, too. Vita Vita Vegemin? No?
No, I didn't watch a lot of I Love Lucy.
What are we going to do with you? Somebody leave some messages below and tell Nikki she needs to watch I Love Lucy. Do it.
If it's on Netflix, I'll watch the hell out of it. But if it's not on Netflix, I'm not going to go searching for it. It's so handy.
You're so lazy.
I know.
What are you going to do if Netflix ever dies?
I'll be very sad. But at that point, if Netflix dies, something else will prop up and, hey, I'll just use that instead.
Whatever. But he ends up just, like, outright taking the phone. Just takes it. Mm-hmm. Like, Hannah, how stupid are you to bring the phone? Like, yes, he wants to see the phone. You should have taken a picture of it on your cell phone, even if you had it on you. Right? You just take a picture and be like, here it is. Here's today's newspaper. You know, like,
have the phone beside your face, take a picture, like a selfie, and be like, yeah, this is the phone.
Yeah. So he takes it, and then he gets right in her face, and he goes, be careful, or you'll end up just like Sarah. So, is this confirmation? Did Noel kill Sarah?
No. He just said, Sarah's dead, so he's going to be like, watch it, or you'll end up dead.
Right.
That's it.
But he had her phone. He had Sarah's phone.
Yeah, because he was working with Sarah and Jenna at the time, so, I mean, Sarah probably left her phone in
smashed and broken?
No, he probably did that himself, just to, deter people from taking the phone from the garbage. It's broken, it's smashed. Oh, look, it's a phone. If it's in almost perfect condition, someone's going to pick it up and try and use it. But if it's smashed and stuff, it deters people from, like, oh, it's a broken phone. It's not going to work anyways.
I don't know. But, Anna really she can't take it anymore. And she beats Noel back to his house. Right? And she puts down her baseball cap disguise that she was wearing. Noel gets there. He sees it. He picks the hat up. And Hannah just clubs him over the back of the head with a lead pipe. Or steel pipe or something. Mm-hmm. And she's just like, it's over, bitch. And it's just like, holy shit, Hannah, what the fuck did you just do? Right? Hannah doesn't even know, like, the depth of what they've uncovered about Noel. Like, what the girls have done this whole episode. This is just Hannah going off instinct. Right? She has no hard proof at this moment that he did anything. Right? What did she know for a fact that he did, other than has Sarah's phone and threatened her?
Nothing. She's just, the whole, girl from college that he pushed down the stairs.
That was a dream.
No, it was confirmed that it actually did happen. It was in, It was in an episode like 2 seasons ago, I want to say.
No, it was back in season 1.
Was it season? Well, it happened.
But we don't know who did it. It happened, yes. Yes, that a girl died at the sorority party. We don't know who killed her. We still don't to this day.
I really want to say that it was confirmed in like season 4 or something.
No. Nope. No, as of right now, we have nothing. So, I don't know.
Didn't know.
I mean, what made you think that it got answered?
I could have swore that we actually had a comment on one of our previous episodes that we've just done.
We did. We had, it was a girl, Alexis, said the whole thing with the sorority girl being pushed down the stairs actually happened. Season 1, episode 18, the badass seed. But we don't know if Noel was actually the one who pushed her, since it was a dream. We can't take that as a concrete answer. Some people say it was Ian, but that was never confirmed. So we never got an answer on that.
All right.
So that's just Hannah going off of whatever her dream. She's hazy, all this stuff, and it's.
Like I said, this whole deal with Grunwald and stuff is probably like putting things into her head, making her think, "Oh, what I'm dreaming is real," because Grunwald is a crazy bitch.
Yeah.
And she came to me.
Yeah. But then, as far as everything else goes, we had Arya, dealing with the everything with Ezra, right, and the whole Nicole situation, whether or not you're alive, and turns out you're not alive.
Well, there's no confirmation on that still. She just wasn't found.
Right.
She wasn't one of the hostages.
Right. She was not one of the Colombian hostages. 4 were rescued at first. She wasn't one of them, and then later on, Ezra texts Arya, said Nicole is not one of the hostages, and he's coming back tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So Arya hasn't talked to Ezra since he left for the trip. Like, I think called when he landed. That was about it. Because she said she spoke to him earlier. But that was it. So they haven't talked all day. Arya spent pretty much this entire episode with her ex, Jason. That sounds so weird.
I saw the flashback and I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Because, like, I saw them, like, interacting, like, coming back, like, a couple episodes ago. And I was like, something's going on. There was something there. And I think it was you. It was like, no, they were just buddies. And it's like, I don't remember.
No, it wasn't me. I was like, no, they had a previous fling.
Okay, well, I don't know. I kind of thought it was just like, they were friends and stuff, and they were, I don't even know, but I saw her in bed and him being like, here's your coffee, and I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah. Splash of milk and, what was it, 2 sugars? I don't remember. But, we see, like, their whole relationship, and it seemed okay, but it seemed like Jason was really pushing to get her to leave, and she was more looking for Ezra, I guess is the best way to put it, because she got a job at Allenby and Lawrence book publishing, and she's like, Jason calls her out and is like, isn't that where Ezra's book was published and his future book is going to be published through? And she's like, yeah, it's a big thing. We'll probably never even run into each other. Mm-hmm. But she admits down the line later that, that was the whole reason why she took the job. Mm-hmm. Not the whole reason, but a part of the reason, I should say. But they went to the courtroom, the Family County Services, and if it wasn't for Arya pulling on the clerk's heartstrings, Jason never would have gotten any information. They never would have gotten any information. No. And it was such like an awkward scene when the clerk was just like, oh, you have a fiance that really cares about you. I was just like, ooh.
I like how he played it off, though. He's like, yep. Because that's what he wants, you can tell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what about that awkward tension when they were waiting for the fax to come through? In the storm, and she's like, I'm gonna go.
And he's like, no, it's too bad outside. You're not going anywhere. Please stay. She's like, yeah, okay. And you see him walk away. You don't see him, like, come back in the room. Like, it's obvious that she wouldn't have stayed if he was still there.
I was waiting for him to slip into something more comfortable. Like, nothing. That's where I thought that was going. And I was like, my whole train of thought through this was, Ezra's going to find Nicole, right? And then Arya's going to go back to Jason because she thinks Ezra's going for Nicole because she's already, like, that whole thing in her head. She's, convinced that things are going to go bad and not work out and all that. Mm-hmm. So I was like, she's going to sleep with Jason, and then Ezra's going to find out that Nicole wasn't there, and then she's going to be devastated because she cheated on Ezra. Like, that's how I thought that whole thing was going to play out, and it didn't. So, bravo.
Yeah, Arya actually did something that was good.
Yeah. And luckily she did stick around because as soon as the power came back on, the fax came through. That's when we learned that Stephen Kahn, Judge Stephen Kahn, redacted almost. He adopted. He signed the adoption, like the process in the court. Like he did that whole thing in the court.
Yeah.
The whole file was redacted other than the judge's name. So they're assuming now that Stephen Kahn adopted the child, Mary's child, which potentially makes Noel Kahn Mary's son. So.
I don't know.
You don't know? I mean, the whole thing was redacted, so we don't know that for sure. That's where they're guessing.
Yeah,
I'm still leaning
assuming.
towards Spencer.
With the show, you can never know. Like I said, it could be Mona. It could be
But
Arya.
There's just
It
too
could
much
be...
stuff that adds up to Spencer.
Obviously, yes, but I mean, at this point, they're pointing at Noel, and it's way too obvious for it to be Noel.
Yeah.
I don't like how this show, like, you know, it points out the obvious, and then it does turn and twist, and it's something else. So I mean, I know that much.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, because everything is pointing to Noel now, because we had Spencer, you know, she's trying to find any information she can on Noel, right? She uses Exter.com, which is some, like, people search engine in the world of Pretty Little Liars. I went to Exter.com, just out of curiosity. I don't know what the hell it was. It's not a porn site or anything like that. It's nothing bad. It literally is like a black screen with a couple ads, and the words Exter are just like bouncing in the corner, making noise, and it's really actually obnoxious, but mesmerizing all at the same time, and I couldn't look away. So, if you want to go there, but I'm not telling you to go there, because, like,
there's nothing really there.
Yeah, it's weird. It's very, very weird. Put it that way.
I mean, it's possible that the domain was purchased just for Pretty Little Liars, and they built the website and everything, and because they, you know, they recorded this episode and that was it, they just put it to what it is right now, so that, you know, just because.
Yeah.
It seemed like a spoofy kind of website just for fun and just to be annoying.
Maybe. I don't know. Exter domain. I'm looking it up right now. It looks like it was privately purchased. It was updated on 8/2, so it was updated. It was made on 1998, so it's highly doubtful.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was last updated on August 2nd.
Okay.
So earlier this month. But yeah, it's highly doubtful at that point that it was made for that show that many years ago. 1998. The show wasn't even on. So, but yeah, so that was weird. So Emily takes the next path, and that's to go through voters registration through her mother's, you know, campaign and all that. And then they find out that Noel is still registered in the area, in his parents' cabin, which they thought his parents sold.
Yeah.
So Spencer takes Emily. They go to the cabin. They find a flash drive of Spencer being covered in blood, fake blood, real blood. We don't know what it is.
Even just the flash drive wasn't even just that. It had a folder for all of the girls.
And Mona.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we all know all 5 of them were in the dollhouse, right? So at that point, it's like, did Sarah know Noel in the dollhouse? Because we know Sarah was in the dollhouse, right? There's no file on Sarah on that flash drive, right? We know Sarah was in there, and she would give the girls, you know, different things. Like, they all had, like, jobs inside there. So I'm thinking this could be like a big twist like Saw, and Noel wasn't doing this on his own free will. Like, he may have been blackmailed to do this. You know? Right now, it looks really bad for Noel. And that's why I want to take the opposite route. I want to play devil's advocate and stick up for Noel. Because, yes, it looks shady. But think if you were in this position. If you were blackmailed to do all this stuff to the girls in the house. There's video stuff on you. Somebody gives you a flash drive with all these videos of you being incriminated. This is the same way Hannah was trying to blackmail him. But flash drive is a copy. You know? It's just like, hey, I have these videos. Do what I say or I'm giving this to the police. Right? Then Noel's got to be super protective. He's got to be super shady. He's not going to cooperate with the girls. Right? So, in that regard, Noel may be completely innocent here. You know?
He's still a jerk.
Yes. But if he was blackmailed, he was a jerk against his own free will.
I mean, like, right now, he's still a fucking jerk.
Well, yeah, but if you're being blackmailed and you don't know by who, you know, and you have all these people down your throat and everything, like, it's going to get bad. You know, and then if he recruited Sarah and Jenna and, you know, they were talking and stuff like that, because Sarah was like, hey, don't trust, Jenna's not the one you have to worry about, you know. That's kind of implying that it could be Noel, but it's probably somebody else. We know how this show works, you know. So, in the meantime, like, Spencer's really worked up because she thought she killed someone in the dollhouse. Like, that was a big part of last season, or 2 seasons. Was it last season? Yeah, last season. Season 6A, the dollhouse. Yeah. So, you know, they were all, like, super paranoid that they all did, like, really terrible things, and Spencer thought she killed someone. So, you know, now we're kind of finding out how that whole scene played out, and Spencer's really upset, and she thinks it's Noel. And then she gets a call that her mother's car alarm is going off in the storm. So she goes home to shut it off. As soon as she shuts it off, the power goes out. I thought it was going to be a power outage that was limited to her house, and I'm just like, really? You know, it was a trap to lure her home. Probably still was, but it wasn't limited to her house. The storm knocked the power out. It was just coincidental, for once. And Spencer gets all, like, freaked out, and she calls Marco. She wants to show him what's on the flash drive, and then the window breaks, and the door opens. Somebody breaks into the house. Marco comes in shortly afterwards, and all of a sudden it's cuddle time.
Flash drive is gone.
Yep. So.
Well, I mean, it didn't, like, she didn't call him over for cuddle time. It just happened that she was just so distraught that she needed comfort, and
or
that
did
he was.
She?
That's how it looks right now.
Right. I don't know. She could have just been like, "Oh my God, I can't take this anymore. I just need to cuddle because I'm stressed out." Who knows?
Okay.
Probably not. But the interesting thing is the original box that had the flash drive. Emily had said that Maya had the same symbol on her wrist. Whether it was from a club. They said it was something from Eric Kahn's party. So I don't know if it was a stamp or if it was like a temporary tattoo or, you know, a wristband, you know, something like that. We don't know what.
Some sort of cult tattoo?
No. No. Nothing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see it going that way with this show.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. And then we had Emily dealing with everything with Sabrina. Right? Sabrina, she was asked to make a cake, you know, work, whatever, for Noel Kahn. And Emily's like, no, absolutely not. You can't do that. He's bad news. I'm trying to protect you. You have to listen to me, but I gotta go. And she's like, well, you can't just leave without explaining. She's like, yeah, I can. And she just leaves. It's like, it's really, really bad. And like Sabrina comes and tries to talk to Emily later when she's with, you know, the other girls. And just kind of like pushed it off and then went to talk to Paige about it.
Well, Paige knows about what happened before. And I guess it's just easier for Em to talk to Paige because she knows Paige better, and she knows
Yeah,
Paige has been involved in this before. It's just easier to talk to Paige.
I guess,
And
but like,
she doesn't want to bring Sabrina into this.
I understand that, but at the point where you can't talk to the person you're supposed to be with, that's red flags all over the place. You know, like, it's not gonna work out. And Emily even says to Paige later on, she's like, you know, I'm kind of seeing someone, Sabrina, but I don't think it's gonna last very long because, you know, I can't tell her anything. But she tells Paige everything, and I get what you're saying. It's easier because Paige went through it or whatever, but it's dead in the water at that point. Like, why continue on with Sabrina? Why try to play it out with her at that point? You know,
I don't know.
you know, Paige is there. They're both going for the same job, and Paige is sitting there giving Emily motivation to go through with applying. You know, like, it's potentially a well-paying job. I mean, it's a high school teaching job, so it can't be paying that much, but it's more than it's going to be working at the brew or something like that. You know, so I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just not a fan of Sabrina, and the whole thing with the cake, it's like it's a fucking cake.
Well, it turned into red velvet cupcakes. I like
It
cupcakes
did.
better than cake.
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
They
like,
have just the right amount of moisture.
I understand M being like, "Oh my God, it's no con," but it's a fucking cake.
Yeah.
Cook the damn cake, get money.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess.
I don't understand what cake has to do with this. But like, if she's working with NoCon, which that I am kind of suspicious of Sabrina, I wouldn't have I wouldn't have accepted those cupcakes.
Mm. I don't know. She didn't eat them, so she might be okay.
Maybe. I mean, they didn't show us her eating them, so
Yeah. Yep. You have anything else for this episode?
not really.
No.
I mean,
Marco being a creeper.
I don't like him either. Other than Hannah, just, she was really badass this episode, but she's not exactly the smartest, so it became her just being a fumbly mess, and yeah. And the whole
Mm-hmm.
thing with the pipe, and then Noel, it's just. I'm interested to see what the girls are going to do with that information. Being
Now,
like,
if Hannah smacked Noel Kahn over the back of the head with a lacrosse stick, I would have been much more happier.
no, no, because then people would come up with the theory that it was freaking Hannah in the very
Yep.
beginning, the whole time.
Yep. Yep. And then Allie's dog runs by, and then Hannah goes to feed Tippy the parrot, and that would just be, oh, I love it. So, yeah. Anyway, next episode is the midsummer finale, right? So
It's season finale.
mid-season, midsummer, whatever. It's a summer finale.
Okay.
The liars face off with their enemies in a chaotic fight that ends fatally. One of the pretty little liars learns a secret about her past that changes everything, while another liar discovers something about her future that could alter her course forever. So, I believe the one that's going to learn something about their past is going to be Spencer, and the one that's future could be altered forever. I'm going to take a stab and say that that's going to be Hannah.
Or Allison.
Maybe.
I mean, it could be Arya too, because of
Yeah.
Ezra, because Ezra's coming back next episode.
Yeah. I mean, did you watch the preview for next week?
Yeah, there was a lot of Jenna in it.
There was a lot of Jenna holding a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Blind girl pointing a gun cannot end well.
Maybe she's not completely blind.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, she did have that surgery.
It didn't go well.
No, it didn't, but we all know that Jenna hasn't exactly been truthful this whole series.
Yeah. I mean, we know she was friends with Sarah. She's got some motivation. She's got some stake in this. So, but yeah. So I think that about wraps it up. Nikki, where can the people find you? Yawning? You're in bed?
Yeah, I hope. You can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyYvenom24.
Excellent. You can find me down below at Phenomedom, Phenomedom. You can find us all and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, games, and movies. Until next time, see you guys later.
Oh yeah, Archer fled to France.
Did he?
Yeah, apparently.
Why did he do that? He's dead.
Apparently. I don't know what's going on there. That's stupid. It's all stupid.
I don't know. I'm actually really excited for next week.
Yeah, next week it's looking good.
Mm-hmm.